Top Youth Speakers presents Ashley Bendiksen, a top voice on advocating strong mental health and healthy relationships.
Internal red flags. We'll talk about the external red flags in a minute, what abuse actually looks like, but let's talk about internal things first. This is something we need to do with every single relationship in our life, not just our dating partners, but all the people that we spend our time with. And that's asking, do I feel bad about myself in this person's presence? Since I've been hanging around with this person or dating this person, do I feel like I've changed negatively or changed for the worst? Do you feel nervous or afraid to upset them? Do you feel like they control you in some way, different parts of your life? Or do you feel silenced, like you have to keep a secret about what's really going on? Or perhaps you even realize that you're not acting like yourself, that you're not acting with the values you think that you want to uphold in a relationship. So those internal flags are a powerful first step. This is step one to building healthy relationships in your life, is kind of checking yourself internally and seeing what the impact is on you. I never thought I was being abused because he didn't touch me, right? I knew abuse was physical and he had never put his hands on me. So this must be something else. Someone doesn't need to hit you for you to experience abuse. I was experiencing other types of abuse and I didn't even know it. Yes, there's physical abuse. Yes, there's sexual abuse. I know you've heard these terms, but there's also things like verbal abuse, emotional, psychological, a partner who stalks you and tries to figure out where you are at all times. Most teens do not tell anyone. In fact, statistically, only 33% of teens who are in an abusive relationship will ever tell anyone at all. I didn't know why my life felt like it was falling apart. And I felt incredibly alone. And if I ever thought, well, maybe I should try to talk to someone, I truly believed in my heart that even if I tried to tell someone what's going on, it's too complex. It's too confusing. I don't even understand it. Or what if I get in trouble? What do? Tell my parents I've been lying to them? So I kept it all bottled up. And this was a big mistake. And I share this because there is a cost to toxic and abusive relationships. There are so many consequences, but we don't always connect the two things. I remember the first day that I felt incredibly sad, I turned to alcohol for the first time. I was using substances. I had such a low self-esteem that I had really disordered eating habits. I was self-harming. I couldn't focus on school. How could I possibly focus on things like tests or grades or assignments when all this other stuff was going on in my life? And so I went from being a typically school-loving, straight-A student to almost failing every single class that freshman year. And again, I didn't know why all this was happening. Why was this happening to me? The beginning usually doesn't show signs of abuse. If someone was abusive in the beginning, you probably wouldn't like them much. You probably wouldn't date them. Usually in the beginning, someone is awesome. They seem too good to be true. Maybe right away, they want to get into a relationship with you. They want to go serious. They want to make it official online. And it feels awesome. If you want to live a happy, healthy, successful, and awesome life, you need to surround yourself with people who are there to support you. You can ask yourself, in any given relationship, do I feel safe? And do I feel supported? And when I say safe, I don't just mean physically safe, I mean emotionally safe. You can be yourself without fear that you're going to be ridiculed or hurt or feel badly for speaking your truth. And when I say supported, I don't just mean someone supporting you on a bad day. I mean somebody who supports you to be who you are meant to be. They want you to pursue your goals and succeed in life. And if these two things are not both a yes, well, then it's time to simply ask for help. In the United States, 1 in 3 teenagers will experience some type of abuse by someone they're in a relationship with before they turn the age of 18. I wasn't a kid who had mental health issues until I was experiencing abuse. And this is why it's so important to talk to someone early on and get help.
Before we conclude, we're excited to share some testimonials from those who joined us for Ashley's presentation.
I'm Maggie Latier, Director of Student Activities at Carondelet High School. How do we have an open and invested conversation just about healthy relationships, domestic violence, what it's like to be a teenager in this world, especially a teenage girl, and just the pressures that exist in this life for them. And what's amazing about Ashley's presentation specifically was just, one, you could hear a pin drop in this room. It was actually the first time we brought both schools together, and every single student was just invested. From the moment she got up on the mic, everyone just listened. And I just saw this level of being able to weave her own interpersonal story with also just being able to take real hard data as well as just what the realities we currently face. Being able to intermix all those things, the students were engaged the entire time. Timing was immaculate. The presentation, her cadence, our students have really yearned for somebody to hold the space for our two schools together, and I don't think it would have gone as well had I not had Ashley as our speaker. So I'm just incredibly grateful that she came to our school and really had this important conversation with both boys and girls together. So thank you so much.
This is Janet Hill, Director of Counseling at Christian Brothers High School. We're an all-male school for grades 9 through 12. Ashley Bendiksen spoke to our entire student body today and is speaking to our parents tonight. The presentation could have not been more on target, nor better received by our students who opened up to this and realizing the things that they are doing to create unhealthy relationships, and sometimes the things that they are receiving and how they can set boundaries or get out of an unhealthy relationship or help a friend. We highly recommend Ashley.